Get this. Today we're diving into the mind of Nikola Tesla and his dream of, get this, free energy.
Free energy for all.
Exactly. We're talking about an article that really caught our eye. It's called Nikola Tesla's Dream. Free energy for all.
Yeah.
Now, Tesla, he's a name that sparks debate, don't you think? I mean, was he a genius inventor? Was he a visionary ahead of his time? All of these things.
Absolutely. I mean, he really embodies that classic archetype of, the brilliant mind, but the mind is grappling with a world that's maybe not ready for it.
Right, exactly.
But I think what makes Tesla so fascinating, even today, is the sheer scale of his ambition. You know what I mean?
I totally agree.
Especially when it came to energy.
Yeah, and this article dives right into that. They paint a picture of a man who was driven by this deep desire to use his inventions to benefit, well, everyone, really. Yeah, I mean, we all know about his work with AC current.
Right.
But what really struck me in this article was the story about his contract with Westinghouse.
Oh, yeah.
He literally tore it up when he realized the royalties were going to bankrupt them.
Yeah.
This was a contract that would have made him one of the wealthiest men alive.
Absolutely. I mean, talk about putting your money where your mouth is,
I know. What do you make of that?
I think it speaks volumes about his priorities, right? I mean, here's a man who's prioritizing the potential good of his inventions over his own financial gain. And that's almost unheard of, I think, even today.
Absolutely. And it's that almost radical idealism that fueled his lifelong pursuit of free energy. And I don't just mean cheaper energy. I mean energy that's completely free and accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
Now, to understand why this was so revolutionary, I think we need to kind of rewind a bit back to the late 19th century.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. This is a time when electricity itself is still a novelty for most people.
Yeah.
People are relying on gas lamps. They're relying on coal for power. Yep. And for Tesla to even imagine a world where energy flowed freely, wirelessly, I mean, that would have been, that's a paradigm shift, right? That's huge.
Yeah. So let's talk about how he actually tried to make this vision a reality.
Okay.
And this is where we get to the infamous Wardenclyffe Tower.
Oh.
It wasn't just about sending, radio signals across the Atlantic. This was meant to be like the ultimate conduit for this free energy dream.
Right.
This was it.
This was it.
This was the experiment. This was going to be the thing that proved it worked.
Yeah.
So Wardenclyffe never really fulfilled its intended purpose.
What happened to the project after Morgan pulled out? Did Tesla continue working on it?
He tried to, desperately. I mean, he was looking for investors, but, the project was already too shrouded in skepticism, and ultimately it just had to be abandoned. The tower itself was demolished in 1917. Sad ending to something that, could have been revolutionary.
The article really does paint a picture of kind of a sad ending for Tesla, dying nearly penniless and, forgotten by the world that he was trying to help to power. It makes you think, what if he'd gotten the support?
Right. What if he'd gotten the support he needed?
Yeah, it's such a question. It's a question that keeps coming up again and again, surrounding Tesla. Did his dream of free energy die with him, or was he just too far ahead of his time? And I think this is where the article gets really interesting, because it transitions into talking about research being done today that sort of echoes Tesla's ambitions. You know what I mean?
Totally, yeah. The engineers at UMass Amherst were pulling clean energy out of thin air. It's like they found Tesla's blueprints or something.
I know. It's amazing. It's like he's almost vindicated, in a way.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily following his methods exactly, but they are proving out his core belief that, that abundant clean energy is out there. It's all around us, and we just got to figure out how to grab it.
Exactly. So it's not really about, these massive towers beaming energy through the air anymore. It's about innovative new ways to tap into the energy that already surrounds us, right?
Exactly. And, the UMass Amherst research is focused on using a naturally occurring material, and it basically captures energy from humidity, which is, constantly in the air. So it's totally different from Wardenclyffe, but the underlying idea is the same. It's about using what's available naturally to create energy. Which is essentially Tesla's vision, right?
Yeah. It really makes you think about legacy, I mean, to Tesla, he might have died before seeing his dream come true, but his work is still like this huge inspiration. I mean, even a century later, researchers are still chasing that same goal.
Yeah, it really shows that scientific progress isn't always, a straight line. An idea that seems impossible in one era, or even people laugh at it, that can become the foundation for some groundbreaking stuff generations later.
Yeah. I'm really glad we dove into this today.
Yeah.
We talked about Tesla's, his unwavering belief that technology could really make life better for everyone,
Yeah.
His dedication to free energy and all the things that got in his way, the science, even just people.
Mm-hmm.
And then to find out that people are still trying to make his dream a reality. That's pretty amazing.
It is. It reminds us that we're not done yet. The search for knowledge, trying new things, that never really ends. Tesla's a good example of, stay curious, don't be afraid to question things, and never underestimate a bold idea.
You never know what we could achieve if we all dreamt as big as Tesla did.